So keep on going with your silly dreams by Peter on AO3. This fanfic may include suicidal thoughts. That is your warning. Podfic by Lily6645. Summary. In a world determined to crush quirkless Izuku Midoriya like a bug, how will he become a hero anyways? Illegally, of course. AKA, Izuku decides he was born to help others, so that's what he would do, whether the law is on his side or not. Chapter 1. The pen, a pen, is more powerful. It was in his pocket. Then the sword, a quirk he doesn't have. Izuku sniffed for the umpteenth time since forcing himself away from it all, away from All Might, away from the ledge, away from his stupid dreams. His hand white-knuckled with the worn yellow bag. The other harshly wiping at the fresh waves of tears. God, he's a loser. A quirkless loser who can never be a hero. It wasn't like Kachan, those counselors, or those other kids in his class. No, this time, no. It was All Might, the #1 hero, the symbol of peace himself, had said it. Izuku Midoriya could never be a hero. He looked up at the dark sky where he knew the stars laid despite the light pollution. He wished he could be a star. Wait, what time is it? His mom was probably worried sick. He bit his lip, the phone weighing heavy in his pocket. He thought about calling. He really did, but, well, if he opened his mouth, only sobs would fall out. The last thing Izuku wanted to do was worry his mom more. He knew he put her through enough as it was. He eyed the convenience store before shaking his head and walking forward. He was already late anyways. Might as well pick up some supplies for... Oh, never mind. He continued dragging himself down the sidewalk. No need to keep feeding his obsession, his silly dream. Not when he could never hope to achieve it. He felt his shoulders shake as he trudged, like his legs were coated with cement. Why was he still fighting it? Why didn't he jump? That take a swan dive just like Kachan told him to. Maybe he was just a coward. He glanced up from the ground and gasped. A shark man was in the alley next to Izuku, slamming a purple-haired boy against the brick wall. He couldn't be much older than Izuku himself. Despite the struggling, he looked absolutely pissed. Izuku attempted to run, to jolt away. His legs refused to move. Sharks had extremely durable skin, which this other kid didn't have the means to penetrate. This was a fact. He couldn't reach the weak spots, which were most likely his eyes or gills. This was also a fact. He was pinned, trapped. He needed help, but Izuku wasn't. He couldn't possibly. His legs were moving, and they wouldn't stop moving, no matter how hard he tried. Adrenaline coursed through his veins, numbing fingers grabbing the pen from his pocket, and a loud scream from the shark guy tore through the air as purple hair was dropped. Izuku stumbled back, staring at the half-buried pen. Oh God. He just stabbed someone. Was he hyperventilating? He feels a cold hand grabbing his and yanking him away from the lunatic, who was busy clutching his side. They ducked into the store Izuku previously passed, both panting. Purple hair was haggard looking, to say the least. Deep bags marred his skin under his eyes. His hair stuck up in all directions. Not that Izuku could talk. A darkening bruise was already forming on his neck, and his school uniform was a crinkled mess. He stared silently down at Izuku. Izuku swallowed, wiping away the tears that had formed in his eyes. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Are you okay? A darkening bruise was already forming on his neck, and his school uniform was a crinkled mess. He stared silently down at Izuku. Izuku swallowed, wiping away at his tears that had formed in his eyes. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Are you okay? Shinso Hitoshi. I'm fine, the boy grumbled after a pause. I suppose I owe that to you. Oh no! Not at all! Izuku frantically waved his hands, face flushing. It's no big deal, seriously. I didn't even really mean to. Stop. Shinso interrupted. You saved my ass. I owe you. That's really no need. Shut up. But abruptly Izuku feels far away, miles underwater. Everything around him was fuzzy. He watched as Shinso scrawled out something onto a piece of paper, shoving it into Izuku's pocket, then finally looked back up. I don't like being in debt. Call if you need to cash in a favor. He stated monotonously. Or don't. Not my problem. Now, go home. Against his will, Izuku felt his legs move. What the hell just happened? That's the end of chapter 1 of So Keep On Going With Your Silly Dreams. Hope you enjoyed. If so, please go check out the original fic on AO3.